Are you a gamer that dislikes corporate greed and practices that are anti-gamer but only designed to get more money for a company by sacrificing your enjoyment? Oh well, you're not gonna like this, obviously.
Today, I have absolutely amazing groundbreaking news. Are you excited for a new type of licensed purchase opportunity?
Who the hell wants to buy a Seth Rogen skin? Okay, listen, I have. Oh, what? What is the? I understand that it's popular to sell Goku skins, but a Seth Rogen skin? Who is gonna buy that? Why? Why even have that?
Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we've got. Today, we are going beyond cosmetics, beyond skins and art crossovers. Today, we get to talk about a whole new type of fear. The idea that entire content blocks of your favorite video games could indeed be replaced with brands, with licensed properties. Because, the line must go up. Money's money. It's gotta go up at all costs. And when it comes to games like Destiny, I think there's no question as to what's the
I mean, at this point, there's only one point in Destiny, and that is to milk everything that's left from the already dwindling, a very upset player base. So, I mean, just go for it. Introduce a $100 golden package that gives you two of anything that you desire in the game, and there you go. I mean, just 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 get the bag, Bungie. Destiny is a dead franchise at this point.
most important thing to the leadership. I've also got big news for the thousands of you who have visited and used our sponsor, boot.dev, and that news is TypeScript. If you know
No one
that
cares.
guarantee. So we should be
Being a developer is effectively saying, yes, I enjoy slavery. Thank you very much. Where should I put the blocks of granite, master? Ah, you gotta love developers.
talking about Destiny's new plan. But, it's Bungie. They can't catch a break. Their leadership has gutted the company, Marathon's reveal hasn't really gone as planned, and now Destiny has
The irony of this is that I just finished watching the Bungie video, and now we're talking about Bungie again, which I did not expect.
got to try and refocus again. The final shape was a triumph. That was followed by layoffs and the remaining team.
The final shape wasn't a triumph, okay? People liked it, but the same way with World of Warcraft and Blizzard, that retail is literally dying, is because a win, a good expansion, means nothing when no one is talking about your game and the past five expansions have been shit. Okay, past five expansions is a little bit overblown, obviously, but you get the point. Uh, Destiny, the same way that World of Warcraft retail has experienced so many failures of expansions in a row, and it was so bad that people just don't care any longer. That's literally it. People just kind of don't give a shit any longer. And yeah, the final shape was a good expansion considering all things. People liked it, but guess what? People don't also care because they cannot be asked to come back to the game because I mean they abandoned it for a reason. And now they don't want to risk it. They don't want to pay the $500 that probably means you need to get back in playing Destiny since you left two expansions ago. So no one's buying it. It's over.
had to deliver what was in production before they could reset. Okay, this is the Fate Saga. It's the new thing. It's focused on the mysteries of the universe and the beings who influence it. As for what that means for players outside of the lore sphere, it means 4 expansions on a winter-summer cycle, with the Edge of Fate launching soon. There's gameplay changes already being discussed, which have got like a moving raid-style puzzle thing, which is pretty damn cool actually, updates to regular gameplay, new world tiers for loot, and a general reduction in friction so that people can get straight to activities. And between paid expansions, a free major update for all players will be released. And those will be at the scale of the actually much appreciated Into the Light event. But that's what Bungie wants us to talk about. We can't really talk about that all in the depth that they would want, because despite an hour-long reveal stream for the future of Destiny, the only thing anyone can talk about is the last reveal of the showcase. And, what's happening a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Star Wars, yeah, we knew this.
This is the Renegade expansion for Destiny 2. Things you'll immediately notice: the sound effects from Star Wars, the weapons that are very explicitly a blaster and a lightsaber.
I mean, I did not notice a single sound effect from Star Wars because Star Wars is a dead franchise also. It's kind of fitting that a dead franchise tries to get people in to play it by using another dead franchise.
And the big Lucasfilm Games logo at the end of the trailer. And for some people, that's just cool. It's a chance to play out their fantasies in a universe that they really like and see some familiar weapons and familiar tools. But if you ask me, the only familiar tools are
Bro, that doesn't even look like Darth Vader, okay? That's the thing. This doesn't look like him. This is Kylo Ren, right? And this is General Grievous. What the fuck is... None of them look right. None of them look like even remotely right. This guy just looks like he's on his way to a sauna, okay? And this guy is a midget. It is what it is.
familiar tools. But if you ask me, the only familiar tools are Bungie. So as for other people, which probably includes me, well, maybe a little bit on edge. I mean, what do you mean that they're putting Star Wars in Destiny? For a whole expansion, not an event, not just a drop in the store. A situation where everything Destiny could be exploring in its lore and its gameplay is somehow being replaced with an entirely different universe. For a lot of
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Destiny lore is shit. Okay, there I go. I said it. Destiny, I think, has one of the most convoluted, nonsensical fucking lores ever. Honestly, when it comes to Destiny lore, you know what probably makes the most sense? That like half the main characters are gay for some reason. That's probably the only thing that makes sense in the lore, but nothing else does, okay? The Witness fucking has a uni, bro. There. It's... I mean, it's just bad, okay? It's dumb. All of the lore in Destiny has been retconned at this point, okay? We're talking about a game that has retcons on top of retcons on top of retcons on top of retcons. It's not looking good.
of people, that idea is really disappointing, and there are a lot of diehard people who love Destiny for its story and its lore. Just look at IF's viewership figures. I mean, come on, people love that shit. And so if you're going from an expansion where players are digging deep into the foundations of the universe and then straight to Star Wars, that's an immediate shock. But it may not be as bad as was first implied. The stream went into more depth on all this, but the detail didn't really travel as far as the standalone trailer did. Because as it turns out, this is not a Star Wars expansion for Destiny 2. This is a Star Wars inspired expansion for Destiny 2. You know, a officially inspired expansion. It's really strange. So Bungie have been pretty clear about what the...
I literally don't give a shit. It looks like Star Wars, I don't care.
Expansion looks like, and here's their statement. Dive into the criminal underworld and take down an evil empire. Venture into a lawless frontier and reveal deeper mysteries about a new Dredgen in soul. Build your power, credits, and notoriety. Ooh, I just love some marketing copy for a video game. So that's how they're framing this, and senior leadership at Bungie have been very quick to reinforce that framing. They basically know that they need to counter the building narrative, that it's the aesthetic tone and vibe of Star Wars, but it's a Destiny story, which I suppose is one of life's small mercies. I guess though the idea that the first full year of Bungie's new era for Destiny 2 would end up...
I mean, I guess this makes sense, you know? You just literally killed a god. Well, technically, one of the two gods, not a god, okay? And now you need to struggle to crack a den of smugglers, gamblers, or whatever PG-13 shit they decide to add in, while looking like a Star Wars character? You bet they're not gonna have a slave Princess Leia outfit. You know that's not gonna be there.
With something like a crossover instead of something for Destiny, that does feel cheap. I think that would be a step too far, because it's not like Destiny hasn't been influenced by other media before, or hasn't made wholehearted references to things. But there is a difference, right? A reference is a reference, that's fun, that's cute, but this is a licensed partnership, so it is deeper than that. And so it's one thing to have an armor shader and combined sets that make you look like Darth Vader, but it's an entirely different thing to have Darth Vader's armor and play as him in-game. and the timing could not
I'm sorry, I don't see a difference, I'm not gonna lie.
be worse overall for, like, vibes, positioning, copium, all of that, because it's never been easier to compare Destiny to the other live service games. Right now, you can pre-order the big deluxe edition of Destiny 2's new expansion, and you can get skins for Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, and General Grievous. But do you know where else you can play those characters right now? You can do it in Fortnite. Of course, Fortnite has actually just went and replaced an entire season of content with Star Wars. Star Wars everywhere.
That's
the
cool.
map, the loot pool, the battle passes, and lots of the gameplay. It's all Star Wars. It's basically giving people a big Star Wars theme park.
Yo, am I actually gonna download Fortnite for the first time in my life? This looks cool.
To play about in, which I guess for Fortnite makes sense. That's kind of like its USP by now. But what's core to today's story is that it's in that context that Bungie had to reveal Renegades, so it's no wonder that audiences immediately made the connection there. It's quite literally the Fortniteification of Destiny, and it's not like Destiny was immune to crossovers before. They've been throwing out licensed skins for years at this point, but because that game is Fortnite, and Fortnite has an army of artists making some of the most aesthetically, I think, well-tied-in cosmetics that games have really ever had, it looks and plays great. Meanwhile, though, for Bungie, their artists have had to blend Destiny's aesthetics with Star Wars, and that means you get a compromise. It can look great, and it probably will end up adding some good components for Destiny's fashion-forward players, but it is a compromise nonetheless. It is Destiny being less Destiny, and in a way that's not a random bolt-on event, no, in a way that actually is like the core canon content. Now, this is not a new feeling, but it's...
Wait, that's so fucking stupid. Okay, so we're gonna try to milk Star Wars players and fans by giving them discount Disney Star Wars tier of shit. Does that sound like a winning formula to you? It sounds like, I mean, well, Bungie is just a dumb company.
one that
But the thing is, every game company is gonna do this more and more because a lot of this shit is just a license to print money in a lot of cases.
we've been seeing more and
If Diablo 4 sold Star Wars skins, people will buy them.
more from more players as licensing really does become the
And by the way, that is a good point. I mean, Fortnite skins actually look good, You go into a game like... What would be a good example? You go into a game that's run by a multi-billion-dollar company. I had an example for this, but it just completely slipped out of my autistic brain. Oh, for Overwatch. Man, all the Overwatch skins just look cheap, uninspired, dull, and boring. Okay? I mean, damn, it's just really bad. And then you look at a Fortnite skin, and ironically, and again, this is coming from a guy who has never played Fortnite in his life, they look good. The Fortnite skins always, when I see them, they look good. They look fun. They look interesting. They look nice. But then you have other AAA games like Blizzard, and all of their skins just look like poop.
lucrative thing for companies. Because, make no mistake, this is all about the money and it being lucrative. Now, we don't know the deals of this partnership, but usually licenses are paid for by the person who's using them. So how does Bungie make money in this partnership? Because in theory, this expansion can reach, a wider audience than just Destiny fans, especially it can give lapsed people a reason to check back in.
Bro, good luck getting anyone to play Destiny, honestly, though. On a serious note, I previously joked about it, but good luck getting anyone to play Destiny because of the Star Wars themed shit, considering to play Destiny you have to cough up, what, $400 or something like that if you want to actually play it, because the game's not free.
Maybe they played it at some point, they like Star Wars, and now feels like a good time. It's the same thing that every game sort of does now, right? From your Helldivers to Diablo to Overwatch. The point is, your addressable audience goes up every time you sign up for one of those deals. Because, hey, if you love
Yeah, you see? This is
the
what I mean.
Porsche mechanic,
This is fucking lame.
obviously what you want to do is buy
This is just lame.
I won for Diva in
This is just extremely lame.
Overwatch because the worlds went fucking mad. Sorry, went a bit off script there. The question though is, what happens to your existing audience when you do all of this stuff? And how long can this tactic actually work? Even back in January of this year, Destiny got Star Wars skins, but what's important to realize is that this expansion is not a response to those skins selling particularly well. You see, with the trailer assets already made and the Renegades expansion launching in December, there's no way that this licensing agreement wasn't being discussed last year, perhaps even before the final shape even released. Now, we know Bungie leadership have been cutting costs, we know the delays to Marathon were costly, and we know that they're under pressure from PlayStation leadership to get results in line with the very expensive cost of the Bungie acquisition. So, a gamble like this, where they could tempt players who otherwise wouldn't have a reason to play Destiny to come and check it out, you can see how this could pay off big time, at least in their own theory. But if we really want to see the risk-reward game that they're playing here, we gotta look at everyone's favorite company, Hasbro.
Oh, Jesus. Magic the Gathering in the mix, huh? Oh, Magic is so dead. Magic as a product is just dead. Like, the Universes Beyond, and this is, by the way, Universes Beyond is just fucking poison.
Hasbro. For some reason, I was going to say it's like they're the nest.
This is the Universes Beyond is more poison to the game than actually the delusional opinion that investors in Magic matter more than players in Magic.
Slave gaming, but I don't think that makes any sense other than people really hate both of them. Anyway, they went hard on licensed Universes Beyond sets for Magic the Gathering. They adapted things like Marvel, 40k, and Lord of the Rings, and you know what? Made him a shitload of money. They fundamentally redefined Hasbro's business model for the game, where licensed sets outsold the regular ones by every metric. So commercially, it was brilliant. But what's less measurable is the backlash.
The backlash of this is horrible. Everyone hated Lord of the Rings. Again, financially a success, but when every company now does this, then that's just market oversaturation. And when this thing backfires, especially for Magic, when the Universes Beyond backfires for Magic because, well, no one fucking likes the Avengers for like 5 years now. Well, more than 5 years, I guess. Whatever. When no one likes the Avengers and they come out with a new Avengers package and no one buys it because it's shit, because it's boring, because it's bad, and when all of these things start collapsing because every game has a Star Wars themed bundle now. I mean, it's no longer special. It's no longer unique. When it collapses and they are, okay, time to go back to original Magic, there's not going to be any fans left in that.
To those sets. Regular players felt left behind and unable to play the game in, the universe that they actually cared about. The Magic one, not say Lord of the Rings or Marvel. And the problem's perhaps especially potent in such a deep game as Magic. These cards were selling to people who weren't necessarily interested in the game underneath. There's a lot of collector stuff going on. Say,
Yep, but there's not a lot of collector stuff going after that. Anyway, that was Bellier, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's the games industry. There's gonna be a lot of crossovers, and it's bad. It's gonna be stupid. Expect very boring stuff. That's pretty much it. Anyway, bye.